Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. We are now entering week number 12, and considering there are only 14 weeks in this semester, in this class, congratulations on making it this far. I know I say that a lot in this class, and some of it is based on my experience. I know this is not the easiest course for people. Not that it's any harder than other courses, it's just a different way of thinking. So I want to congratulate you on sticking with the course, successfully sticking with the course, and I want to welcome you also to the final 3 weeks of the class. So I'll have a brief video this week. I'll go through the materials. I'll show you a voice thread that explains the comparison or the data matrix, what we're going to be doing. So let's get right to it. So we're in week number 12. So during this week, we're going to start preparing our final assignment, which really the first step of that is constructing a draft matrix, which really is no more complicated than filling in a table. The matrix can be called a comparison matrix. It could also be called a data table if you wanted. But for the sake of this assignment and what's in the textbook, we call it a draft or comparison matrix. Okay, take a look at chapters and read chapters 16 and 17. View the video. I'll show you where that is below. And then you are going to develop the matrix. Now, there's a template in here, and if you use a template or you develop your own, that is fine. Use the same titles that are in the template. We have a couple of exemplars, excuse me, and there's other information that I'll show you you can fall back on. So this table or the comparison matrix is due next Sunday. Okay, so what's involved? First of all, there's a voice thread video that explains the process. Once again, this is done by Jeff Beaudry, who's as you know, the author, one of the authors of our textbook. And Jeff put this together to help people visualize and walk them through the process of how do you develop a comparison or data matrix. So click on that link, and it may send you to another link which will take you to the voice thread. So here's the first slide of the voice thread. This is, in here he calls it the interpretive review matrix. It's been called a lot of things, and to me it's a table. What you're doing is you're putting your materials. You all have 6 articles at this point that have been vetted by me, and really what you do, you take that information from each one of the articles and you plug them into, I'd like this to be no more than 2 pages. Some people have to go longer. Some people are successful in putting this on 1 page. The reason behind the 2 pages is that it encourages you to look at the most important aspect of each one of the articles. So what's involved? The name of the study, the research, the question, the design, what is the sample, what is or not the sample, what kind of research is this? In this case, this is qualitative, and they use focus groups. Sampling, data collection, analysis, study, and the reason for your rating. So right here, this is, if you think about this as this is your outline for your final paper. I've had some students say to me, and we'll talk about the final assignment, but some people have said, the comparison matrix and the table was really important to me because it helped me identify some areas that I wanted to focus on for the final report. I've had some students say, I took these 2 pages, I blew them up, and then I put them on the wall so I could actually stare at them and figure out how I am going to talk about them. And from there, they might say, there's 2 that are very closely aligned, another 2 that are closely aligned, and then the final 2 are those 2, I'm going to clump those 2. So what you do, it's the same thing that we've done before. You come into this first slide, you hit the button.
So here is an example of a matrix that is filled in, and in this case we have the name of the study here, and I'm expecting you to try to fit 3 articles.
So that's it. So you finish this one, you come to the end, you hit that button, and it will take you to the next one. That is what this portion of the assignment, that's what's due next Sunday. Nothing more than that. A concise summary of each one of the articles plugged into the matrix. Now let me go back to our page. So here we go. Draft matrix. Here's where you submit the assignment. Take a look at that. I'm here, as always, if you have any kind of questions about constructing the matrix, any kind of questions. Sometimes students find out that the articles that they pick do not neatly fit into the matrix, meaning, just bear with me, meaning they start plugging in the information and they don't have all this information. That is one of the issues. What I look at is I take a look at what you submitted, and if you said it had all of the components of research, I take a quick look at it. If I have questions, I usually jump out and actually look at the abstract, or I look at the actual research. But sometimes, from what I can see, I say this is a good article, but then when you start plugging the information in, you realize that it could be a primary source, but it's not a primary research source. So you may just say one of them and you say, boy, I can't find the research design. I can't find where they sample, the data collection methods, the analysis, the summary. You may have to find a substitute for that particular article. And if that is the case, you don't need to vet that by me. At this point, you have the skills to be able to identify is this primary research, and then move forward. But that said, if you do have any questions about, hey, I have to substitute one of these, please shoot it to me. I'm on email all the time for those that have sent me questions, and I'm here to help in any way possible. So that is really it for the week. Your job is to take your 6 articles and plug them into the data matrix or the comparison matrix. In the meantime, I hope you have a great week. This is due next Sunday, which is, well, you have a full 7 days to get this done. If you need a little extra time, please let me know. Or maybe you're tied up next Sunday because of family obligations on Easter, and you would just like another day or so, please let me know. I'm here to help, and I'm here to help. I'm here to accommodate your needs. So beyond that, have a great week. I'll see everybody online, and good luck putting all of your information into your matrix. Bye, everybody.